Hey guys, my name is Roshane Reid, and I'm going to be presenting green plumbing solutions. So basically, I found so basically like I'm presenting this project just because I found a placement, but I didn't really get any experience yet. So so I made this just because the timing of when I got my placement was off when this was during the reading week. So I made this, and so yeah, we'll just talk about it. So what are some of the things that are considered motivations for this plumbing solution? So using pipes that are sustainable. So basically, like not all pipes are made with the same type of material. Some types have muscular materials compared to other pipes. Like which is and these are the supplies. The fun looking supplies. For plumbing, the products, and I like this picture just because again, this is like a learning process. It's not really too complicated. It's pretty basic. So a tip that I learned from using pipes that are sustainable, you have to ensure to stay away from pipe materials that pose health and environmental risk, such as piping like PVC, uh, PB, or known as polybutylene, and the copper pipes. Materials that are safe to use are concrete, P, polypropylene, and newer plastic pipe materials. So that would be so pretty much the best suggestion that I would say is you have to like you have to find and uh, have a conference with a professional plumber about recommendations that you can use, recommendations on plumbing appliances or material plumbing plumbing materials that you can use just to sustain a healthy, or if not healthy, a beautiful, fun, loving life for yourself. Yeah, well, in a life that makes things a lot easier. So the next step is to check the pipes to make sure that it is in good shape, it's in good hands. So if your pipes are environmentally friendly, and when I say environmentally friendly, I'm saying like pipes that are easy to work with. You don't have to like fight with them, or hustle to work with a pipe or anything like that. It's just it's again, it's a learning process. It's step by step. They're easy to work with, so you can't go wrong. So once you have pipes that are environmentally friendly, the next step is to check that they are always in excellent condition, right? So you gotta make sure that they're in good shape. The pipe problems can lead to leaks, drips, which can cause significant water wastage. Water conservation, or water conservation is a very important requirement for eco friendliness. So definitely, that's an important thing. So just make sure the pipes are working well, and make sure that we're not, when we use water, we're not just wasting it. So that was pretty much all I said. So the next solution is invest in new projects, such as working with shower heads or even bathtubs as well. Because again, that's a part of a shower head. That's you know that's connected to a shower head. Taps and water saving toilet systems. So taps and shower heads are among the biggest purchase items for homes and commercial spaces. So investing in eco-friendly shower heads and other products are important things to do. So it is very important to buy taps and shower heads that if not maximize that organize the water output while reducing water payments. It is just a matter of height or low the water pressure gets as it exits the bathroom. So just gotta make sure that that the water is flowing nicely, so that way there's no leaks or any damages or any blockage. just to make sure that like the water is flowing nicely. And the shower taps are not the only water supply fixtures that can protect the water in your home. Toilets have also been toilets, or are big play a big role in the bathroom group in that sense. Like they they have developed to help lower water consumption or conservation, if you want to call it, as well. Shifting to green plumbing. Green plumbing requires careful consideration of the current toilet specifications, such as these types of toilets. So there's a dual flush toilet, low flush toilet, and sink toilet hybrids. So there's different types of toilets, and if I go on the website, if I search these up, you'll pretty much know what I'm talking about. But um, yeah, but interesting fact about the toilets. There's different types. So checking the toilet to ensure that it is flushing properly. So basically, just be mindful that the toilets, that whatever gets flushed down the toilet, you want to make sure that like there's no blockage, or like I said, blockage, or any water damages or any leaks, right? You want to make sure that like it's flowing, the water flowing nicely. Cause remember, every fixture has a drain, so you gotta make sure that it's flowing nicely. Um, Make sure that the piping, is sloped or it's graded according to per foot. Make sure the pipe is straight, and make sure all the joints are tight and everything like that, so that there's no leaks or damages. And if it is a leak, you just have to repair. You just have to make the adjustments. So that's pretty much all I said. And then the costs and benefits. So I wanted to get into that. So the most common pipes and fittings. Where am I actually? Okay. Okay. Cool. So the most common pipes and fittings. So PVC, like they cost approximately 10 to one like $150. So this type of piping can be used and found in water transits, waste management, chemical handlings and deliveries, and building frameworks. PEX is the cost for it. Like if you go on Amazon, though that's the best way to estimate the cost. It's approximately $20 to $250. It's pretty expensive. It's one of the you know best expensive material for piping, especially fittings as well. Well, fittings will cost. Well, the fitting should cost a little bit cheaper, because usually it's a piping that's expensive. But so this type of piping can be mostly used and found in water distribution systems for the hot and cold piping outlets and municipal water service lines. So that's what you need PEX is for. There's even like a red and blue PEX piping. One is for the red is for hot and the other is for cold. But usually we just use white PEX pipe, the regular PEX piping. We usually just use white, and that's for your hot and cold. But depending on how you rough it in, or you know, or what your project gonna look like, how you organize things. So with ABS and how I mentioned roughing in, yeah. So it costs about $20. So it costs approximately about like 20 to $70. Um, but ABS is it's a black plastic piping used to roughen above ground. You can also rough it underground as well. Because I actually talked to one of my plumbing teachers about it. I didn't think that you can roughen ABS underground. I didn't think that, because usually in Sheridan we use cast iron. Um, so ABS and PVC pipes have similar strengths, but different keyways. Unlike PVC and ABS, they can withstand. They can handle high temperatures and impacts. For cast iron, this is just for homeowners, like for homeowners that want to buy or invest in cast iron. They have to spend around, and it's very expensive, $375, and around they cost anywhere from $375 to $900. If I were to do the estimate, if I were to do the that like if I were to estimate, I could be wrong because again it's really expensive, but yeah, and like in Canada I'm not too sure, but in the U.S. that's how much it would cost. But in Canada, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But they are very expensive. So for cast iron pipes, they're more solid, less likely to leak, have low maintenances, which do not require cleaning or dismantling like other pipes. They can balance very high water pressures without leaking or bursting, and they are environmentally friendly or easy to work with. So for copper, it costs approximately $17 to $30. So in plumbing, copper pipes have been a standard for water supplies for many reasons. Copper isn't likely to corrode, while galvanized pipes do once their protective zinc coating wears off. And for anyone who's taken plumbing fundamentals, zinc, we rarely talk about zinc, but it's a but galvanized pipes, they do have zinc coating. Um, uh, yeah, especially with fittings as well, especially with the fittings. So copper has a natural bacterial antibacterial bacterial properties, which helps to prevent bacterial growth inside the pipe. And if you're hiring a professional plumber to install copper pipes, it would cost lots of money. And copper takes longer to cut, prep, and install. Plus, they're rigid, right? They're very solid. So rather than bending it, you will need elbows and slash or fittings, depending on the application, depending on what you need to get the job done. And if you don't have those materials, that can fail the job if it's not done properly, if the copper is not straight, and if you don't have the materials. And then these are the pictures of what I'm talking about. So pretty much the PEX is usually white, and then these are like the brass. These are the brass fittings. You can find white fittings for PEX, but these are just brass. Um, uh, if I even go closely on it, this is just the brass fitting, and this is PEX. We usually there's a red and blue, red for hot and then cold for blue. But usually as plumbers we just use the white PEX. That's all we use, literally. And then this is like the PEX fitting that I'm talking about. It's white. Um, Pretty much, yeah. And there's a Schedule 40, which is that's PVC. And then this is ABS, and then this is the ABS fitting, which it's it's a 45. And then this is the galvanized cast iron or steel pipe fitting I'm talking about. This is the steel pipe fitting. This is the copper. This is the copper pipe, and there's even soft copper as well. And soft copper it's like a ball, right? So soft copper, I mean, it's you can bend it, but it's also strong, and these are the fittings for it. So if you were to solder a joint, right, these are the hubs. Hubs here, hubs there, just like any other pipe. Hubs there, hubs there, hubs there, like all that stuff. So these are just the basics, not really too crazy. I love this. I love talking about these things just because again it's a learning process. So it's nothing. So it's nothing too crazy. Oh, sorry. So the most common fixtures and faucets. So there's toilets, and there's they're very expensive. It costs approximately $500 to $1,000. It's very expensive. There's even a total Drake type toilet, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the Drake, the total Drake type toilet that I'm talking about. This is a one. It's very expensive, and then if you want to find the right product, you don't have to get that toilet. It depends on what you need. You don't need the fancy toilet. I just chose it just because again it's it could be a toilet that a customer could be looking for, but you don't have to buy that. It's really expensive, but depends on what you prefer. The same with bathroom sinks and faucets. It depends on the bathroom sink and faucets, the whatever you can afford, right? So something like this, right? You have your bathroom sink and then you have your faucet, right? And then for bathtubs, I suggest buying this type of bathtub, like an elegant bathtub with a 16 of an inch tempered glass shower door of at least 48 wide and 58 inches tall, because bathtubs are very expensive. And if you want to find a bathtub, if you need a bathtub that's right for you, if you want to like step into a bathtub, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you get your shower, that you feel comfortable. You want to make sure that you have something to work with. This is the best shower that this is the best bathtub or shower I can I can suggest. But again, it depends on what you can work with. It really just depends on what you can work with. Same thing with here. Like it depends on what you can work with. And then here's the emergency floor drains, which is this is just a funny floor drain that I found. And then this is the and then this is the kitchen sink. And then and unfortunate hold on, I think yeah, and then there's a clean out. There's I mean, I couldn't. I should have added the clean out here, which I know I'm gonna mess up somewhere, but clean outs. And if anyone wants to Google this up, this is pretty. That'll be the easiest thing. But clean outs cost like around. So this has got to be one of the cheapest of fittings. For in the plumbing trade or in the world, not just in the trade. So besides emergency floor drains that cost approximately $13 to $54, cleanouts cost like approximately or around $10 to $100. If I were to check this out, right? So pretty much so. And again, I just use Amazon just to help me estimate. That's pretty much it. Again, in Canada, I could be wrong, but this is just stuff that I found. So the drain's like purpose. So emergency floor drain is used to prevent any sewer gases or reverse flow of water, and the trap seal primer is required to protect the floor drain from any blockage or sewer gases from entering the floor drain room or any other fixture. It collects liquid waste, which sends it to the sewer system, right? And in the bathroom, it's the same thing. Sometimes whatever is a sewer gas in the bathroom, right? You want to make sure that there's a trap seal primer and a floor drain at all costs, because you never know where the sewer gas could be. It could be in any room. It could be in the basement or in a bathroom. Or maybe just maybe in the mechanical room, maybe, so it could be anywhere. Sewer gas can be anywhere. It can be in the kitchen. It could be in a bedroom or whatever, right? It can be anywhere. So you want to make sure that you have, if there's any sewer gases in any room, you want to make sure that you have a floor drain and a trap seal primer to protect any sewer gases, right? Because you don't want any blockage or any issues. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that makes any sense. Again, I love talking about this stuff just because it's a learning process and you learn every single day. So anyways, I hope that helps, and hope everyone enjoyed their day. And all right, take care.